对吧？所以你量出来，因为这个是你 TC Wafer 出来的 data 告诉你，你现在一共没有数。
Hello, Zoe. Okay, I'm glad you're not mad at me, girl, because I answered your question about depression. I said, I hope she didn't take that personal, honey. I'm glad that you in. You always number one, honey. You number one in my book, girl. I love you. You disappeared when I was talking about the depression thing. You know I love you, honey. I hope you're well. Hope all is good. I am on. I am on. I am on. Zoe, it's the first, okay? Zoe, girl, honey, you get grand prize, Zoe. Yes, okay. We're gonna hit that like button. We're gonna get the thumbs up. We're gonna do all that good stuff, child. We're gonna subscribe and all that tonight, honey. We're gonna have new members and everything. Yes, child. I know you wasn't mad, honey. I know you wasn't mad, girl. Because it wasn't personal. You asked a question and I answered. But I'm excited. I have so much to talk about. We're gonna talk about the future, not the past today, okay? So yes, honey, let's get it together, baby. That's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna talk about the past. We're gonna talk about the future. Yes, the future is bright, honey. We're going to a new level, honey. We're taking the elevator up, not down. We're taking the escalator up, not down. We're getting ready to do a lot of great things in 24. I feel it. I feel it. We're in the month of love. Very soon, we'll be in the month of love, honey. It's all about love. Yes. Mm. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So what made me choose this topic? Well, I had time to think. I had time to think. And so many of us are living in the past and we want to see success. So we have to come out of the past. And how do you come out of the past? And how do you come out of the depression of the past? How do you let those ghosts go? How do you renew your mind? How do you start over? No apologies, no excuses. And so that's what tonight's show is about. So hello, Zoe. Thank you for coming in. I don't know who else is in the chat yet. Let me see. Okay. We got Sandy. Sandy, my girl, Sandy. Sandy, you know I love you. My heart is with you. Um, I'm excited because I'll see you very soon. I'm making a special effort to make it soon. Because I feel like I should be there right about now to give you a nice good hug and show you the love you've been showing me. And so I got to make that happen. I got to. So why did I decide tonight's topic? Well, I chose to talk about living in the present and thinking future. To be honest with you, but that's really where your best life is. You know, I never understand why we focus on the past when our best. I don't like that light. That's why I'm moving around a little bit. I'm trying to get better light. I think I may have to do it like that. Yes, honey. I feel like living in the past is like foolish. And the reason I say this is because the future is where everything happens. Like you've been there, you've done that. Why go backwards? Why should we look backwards? Why should we live backwards? Why should we um, still reminisce on those that abandoned us, gave us their butt to kiss, wasn't a loyal friend or family member that didn't show you love, didn't hug you, wasn't around, didn't want you, treated you like you were inconsequential, or just, people that moved on with their lives and they graduated high school and they never kept in touch, or they got married, never kept in touch. They moved from the neighborhood, never kept in touch. And a lot of us are still living in a past and not living in the present and not focusing on the future, where everything better happens. Everything better happens tomorrow. If it didn't happen yesterday, it's got to happen tomorrow. If it didn't happen today, it's on the way. So we need to speed up, we need to time travel, and we need to hurry into and race into our better life. And the better life cannot even be perceived until we're focusing on the future. Focus on the future. Think about the bright, blazing future of possibility that you always talked yourself out of in the past. Everything that you spoke against are happening in your past, like, oh, I'm never going to meet that right person, or it never happens for me. Well, start, shifting that and start speaking your future into existence, okay? And once we start doing that, we'll start seeing a better life. I've been doing it all week lately, and I'm already seeing great results. Um, everybody that I know that love me dearly, they're always saying, "Why don't you just go on and get you a iPhone?" I still don't have an iPhone, but because things are beginning to move career-wise, finally, and I've been verified finally. Some things are happening on Instagram and all that stuff for my music and all that stuff. I had to get verified. I had to get some things in order. I have to beef up and I have to amp up and I have to, really, really bring it now because of some things that literally just fell into my lap. I've got to focus on my future. I've got to be better. I've got to look better. I've got to feel better. I got to be better. I got to do everything better. I got to be excited. I got to be positive. I got to remain optimistic. And that's what I want for everybody. I want all of us to just go ahead and start claiming better, looking forward to better, dating better, raising the bar, raising our standards for better, treating ourselves better, focusing on us better, making us first better, um, living our highest and best life, as true and authentic as we can. All right. So that's what tonight's show is about, honey. Ain't nothing in that past, baby. We gotta let the past go. Okay. Too many things and too much stuff is happening in the present for us to be focusing on that horrific past. Okay. The past ain't gonna do nothing for us, honey. It's all about what we planning now. Okay, let's live, honey. Denny, yes, so good to see Denny in the house. Hi, Denny, how you doing, sweetie? Yes, Sandy, what's going on, honey? Talk to me, talk to me. Show me some love. I got 4 people watching and 1 thumbs up. Child, y'all don't love me. How do I have 1 thumbs up and I got 4 people watching? I should have 4 thumbs up, child. Mm-mm. I see somebody stuck in the past, honey. I'm just talking. Um, okay, so anybody have anything they want to chime in and say? If you won't be on here a little longer, y'all better start talking. Y'all better let me know you in the house because I can't just go on and just see you in the future. I love you and I want to be on here. I really think this is a good topic, child. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're trying to meet somebody new, honey. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, honey. This is the energy of love. So many people aren't going to be running around here with their heart on their sleeve, honey. So many people, oh, you driving? Okay, baby. So many people going to be running around here looking for love, looking for flowers, for roses, looking for hearts and candy and all that good stuff. Child, this is the season for love, honey. I'm in the mood for love, baby. Yes, honey. I got somebody biting on my line right now, honey. Mr. Chip better get his act together. Thank you for the thumbs up. I love you. But yes, honey, this old cat still got some catnip, baby. Yes. What do you do when something from your past crosses your mind? Well, I cross it out if it's negative and it's going to bring me in a bad energy, a bad spirit. And that happens from time to time. I was lurking, honey. I was lurking last night. Yes, I was lurking last night on Instagram. So I was looking up somebody from my past, a guy I had a crush on. And he crushed my crush. Okay. He crushed my crush into smithereens. All right. But I want to see what he looked like. I want to see how he was doing. I want to see, you know what I'm saying? And I could tell he missed me. I could tell. I could see that, his life ain't like he thought it would be without me. You know what I mean? And it kind of hurt. It kind of hurt me because I could see the sadness and I started seeing some misfortunate things and unfortunate things that he posted about some situations in his life. And that hurt me. That made me sad because my whole goal and purpose was and intention was to be a joy in this person's life. But sometimes people won't let you in because they have their likes and dislikes, and just because you think somebody cute don't mean they think you cute, and maybe they think you cute but you're not their type. When I found out what this person's type was, I was like, oh my goodness. What? Oh, I don't think I could be trash. And that's what sometimes we got to look away from the past, because a lot of times it wasn't about us. It was about them that didn't feel like they were worthy of you. So it's not, rejection is not always because you're not worthy. Sometimes they feel they're not ready, or they're not worthy, or there's some things about their life you don't know about. There's some cats in the bag you don't know about. They got some skeletons in the closet you don't know about. They have a lifestyle you don't know about, a drug habit you don't know about, a mental illness you don't know about. Their financial status isn't where they have been pretending it to be. A lot of things could be the reason why we're rejected or we're not accepted. And so sometimes we have to fast forward in order to experience what we could not experience in the past. I have been in touch with the person over the years, and he has expressed to me how he's always had love for me, but was too young, and if it's possible in the future, there may be a future. So my whole point is, I'm not waiting for it, but I do love this person. I always have. And if it was true then, why can't it be true now? However, I'm a lot wiser and a lot more independent and self-loving, so I will be okay. But from time to time, I will go back and I will take a look to look at someone I care about. I don't interrupt their life. So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if someone crosses your mind, or something crosses your mind and it puts a frown on your face, then I think you should make peace with it, or you should just release it like a balloon and keep it moving, honey. Because if it's bringing you down, it's not good. You only want to focus and concentrate and allow your consciousness to rest on, ponder on, and think about things that lift you up and pull you up. All right. And if it's something that you need to make peace with, make peace with it and keep it moving. That's all I got to say about when things cross your mind that are negative and that are sad. You do your best to just go ahead and recognize that it's something that had to happen, or it wouldn't have happened. And sometimes we have to realize that sometimes we have to burn down the forest, or we have to be the forest that has been burnt down. Sometimes you have to, they have to, you have to be the fortress that got burnt, and they have to be the lesson that got learned. So sometimes things happen to us to teach us, and sometimes we do things so that we could be the lesson for others. Okay. So just, if in the past, we got to remember the past is the past. That means it's already past. That's it. Like, the past could cheat you out of your future. If you live in the past, that's like dying and not going to heaven, not going to hell, not going anywhere, just living in a rotation. And you want to go to heaven. The past is like hell sometimes. Just to live in the past, it's like consuming a negative, a heart break, a sadness, a gloom, a doom, a dreary existence if it's not positive. Now, there are people that wish they could live in a beautiful past where they never ever come out of a great relationship, or they never come out of a wonderful friendship, or the person that they loved, like their grandma or a loved one, never die. I understand that, but we got to get back to reality so we can get back to living our lives. And what did you say, Sandy? Rejection can lead to a missed opportunity. That's because, and that is so true, a lot of times life would throw us a hurdle or an obstacle, and if we get stuck, then we miss out on the blessing in the lesson. We miss out on becoming strong in certain places so that the true significant other, soulmate, twin flame, can manifest and come into our lives, and we are complete. I want someone that I can stand in love with, not fall in love with. We've got it all twisted, honey. I don't want to stand with somebody that's falling. I want to stand with somebody that's standing. I don't want to drag a person, holding on to my ankles. I want to stand in love. I don't want to be with somebody weak, living in the past, still focusing on this didn't happen and that didn't happen and all that. Get over it. Get over it. Jesus. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, sometimes rejection can be a tool to stumble, stagnate, and block your highest and your best life that's waiting to manifest. Sometimes that's all we need to do is get over that in order for our new best heaven on earth to open up for us. It's like a movie. You ever seen a movie where it's like they couldn't move forward, they couldn't go on, they couldn't be happy until they got over their childhood? There's a movie called Jacob's Ladder where this person thinks he went to hell, but actually hell was just his subconscious, his mind, having him go through all these issues and all the stuff that their soul was entangled, and mangled in while they were alive. They, went into a deep, deep darkness where, the person that used to bully them kept showing up until they made peace and they found solace and they forgave and they forget and they let it go. Then they were able to go up the ladder, which is called Jacob's Ladder, and finally go to a place of peace, tranquility, and happiness and abundance and bliss in their life, in their afterlife. So a lot of us are living in a hell on earth because we choose to stay and waller in the past. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. That don't mean it can't happen in the future. There are people that are grieving living people. I know because I grieved a living person for years. I grieved this person. They were still having sex with everybody but me. They were still living their life trying to marry other people but me. They were still trying to, be successful without me. They were still thriving and going dancing and partying and going on trips and vacations and working jobs and paying rent and buying houses and new cars and dating other people except me. And they were living their life like it was golden, and they still are. And I, for years, was like, what's wrong with me? Why they don't want to be with me? And I love them so much. And we have a connection. We're telepathically bonded. And they didn't feel anything. I felt all this emotional connection. Love songs was whooping my ass and telling me this person felt the same and this person didn't feel the same. A lot of times we psych ourselves out to believe a lie, a fantasy, a delusion, an illusion. And this person not even thinking about us like that. They don't even feel the same. It's not in their subconscious. It's not in their consciousness. It's not in their DNA. It's not in the fabric of their being. It's not even a part of their soul cycle. A lot of times we really think we have a connection with people we don't. And then once you finally wake up and smell the homeless, and you wake up and you realize that you have been, in a psychosis, a self-induced delusion and fantasy all that time because it was something you wanted, and you're narcissistic and don't know it, and you think everything's supposed to be about you, that you're God and you can control other people's emotions and make them fall in love with you. Light a candle and they'll want you, and all these things. You have no power. Nothing you think you do is on your own. God, the creator, the source, is the only one that okay things into being. And if somebody don't want to be with you, it's not rejection. It's called not interested. And so many of us are stuck on stupid. We're so mad we can't have somebody. I have a crush on all kind of guys. I got crushes on men I know I can't have. I have a girlfriend watching right now. I think her man is absolutely all that in a bag of nachos, so my type, but it's just his image. A lot of times we're attracted to image. My girlfriend knows that I think he's cute. Hell, I told him, I told her, and I told the world. But at the end of the day, it's a fantasy. It's not even a fantasy. It's a thought. It's cute. It's entertaining. It's funny, and then it gets old, and then it's inconsequential, and it's unnecessary because it can't be a reality. And that's when you have grown up, when you realize it's just everything ain't for you, everybody ain't for you, and the past ain't for you, and that's why it passed on by, because it wasn't then. And we're like whining crybabies, so we can't have what we want, aren't we? You can't have what you want all the time. Sometimes it's in the fucking future. My girlfriend knows exactly who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. We can't have everything we want. Be happy for your girlfriend that she got a fine man, the kind that you would like to have on your own. But you don't know the problems they may have. You don't know if he all that in a bag of nachos. You don't know if he got bad breath. You don't know if he snore too loud at night. You don't know if he got funky feet. You don't know. You don't know his pet peeves. You don't know if he's batshit crazy. A lot of times we need to just accept that something wasn't for us, that job wasn't for us, that relationship wasn't for us. And you guys are wonderful with the thumbs up. I appreciate it. We have to accept that, sometimes it doesn't happen now. Sometimes it's meant to happen later. I have a lot of friends that always wanted to own their own home, and they thought they were cursed because their whole life they work hard. They work 3 or 4 jobs. They would get off one job and be a security guard at another job, get off that security job and work as a waitress at another job, and work at Denny's late at night for temporary or what they call part time. And then they finally saved up enough money and they just wasn't approved for the house. And then they were upset and they just thought they was never gonna get a house. And for like 10 years they was like complaining and living in the past and stuck on stupid. And finally the market crashed and things happened and stuff went wrong and COVID hit and people was like being, unfortunately, a lot of people lost their homes. And then some of these people that were complaining for 10 years were able to go and just buy houses on the penny, for pennies on the dime. And they were like, "Oh my goodness! If I would have bought the same house back then, my mortgage rate would have been this, the interest would have been that, and all this, and I would have the taxes would have been this and would have been that, and I wouldn't have been able to keep it and so forth." So we need to stop complaining and know that if it don't happen now, it's perhaps going to happen even better in the future. Everything doesn't have to happen now. If that person rejected you, it's not you they're rejecting. They're rejecting sometimes the responsibility of being in a real committed relationship they see you're serious about. That person that rejected me in the past told me they wasn't ready, that they needed to grow first, needed to find themselves first. They finally had a conversation with me. And we talked for 8 hours. Sandy know who I'm talking about. We talked for 8 hours straight, and this person told me everything I needed, my heart needed in order to move on. Because I used to sometimes, because they was gone for years, and my heart was craving to see their face. I start to forget what they look like and start wondering what they look like now, and that was painful. My music career wasn't opening up for me. Every time I got close, it looked like something would happen. My house burnt down, and I just started feeling like it was never going to happen. And now I'm able to make choices and decide who I want to sign with, what I want to do next, if I want to be released, if I want to write a song, if I want to sing this song, if I want to, make this deal, or if I want to travel over here or travel. These things are beginning to happen for me now that I'm seasoned. Things don't happen in the past until you're seasoned. So you better get your season on, honey. You better get your Lowrys and your you better get your what's the name, some seasonings, child, some accent and some Creole, some Tony Chachere, and get your seasoning on, honey. Sometimes you're not seasoned, you're not ready, you're not in season, you're not seasoned, you're not mature enough. You think you're ready, and then you're not really ready for true love, which travels on a gravel road. We be looking at the image, we be looking at what we think we want, we be entertaining a fantasy that we have for ourselves, and we try to force another person to live out with us. You can't force somebody to live out your fantasy. So what if your fantasy changed? Now they gotta go, you gotta kick them out, etc. What if you was just somebody's fantasy? Oh, I want a woman that looked like you, and then you're in a you in a situation where you wake up one morning, your face ain't the same, and you don't walk the same, you don't talk the same, you don't look the same. They gonna leave you because you're not their image. You're not. Some of us fall in love with the image, or we fall in love with the idea of a person. And then when you get to know them, be like, oh my God, you're not what I imagined or what I thought. Because don't nobody live according to your imagination, your expectation, and your, limited imagination. Let go of the past and live in the present and be excited about the future. And I'm telling you, it will always be beautiful. It would always be wonderful. Let's stop looking for the negatives and start expecting the positives. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's what the manifestation thing is about, and creating a positive future for yourself just by changing the way you think. Anything else y'all want to say? Anything you want to ask, you want to add? I'm not going to be here long. I just want to come in and let you know I love you. I think we should think about the future. Time is too short. People die every day. We losing people every day. Loved ones are leaving every day. You think, if they could come back, they would live in the past? I don't think so. I think if the loved ones that have passed can come back, they wouldn't give two hoots about the past. They would be so anxious to be and absorb and just thrive in the present and be jovial about the future. Okay, a lot of us are not living because we're in the past. You're not living your life. If you was to leave Earth right now, you would regret all the time that you spent looking back. Okay, it's in the Bible. Don't look back. Some of us have turned to pillars of stone, pillars of salt. Looking back, child. Don't do it, honey. Don't do it. I want to thank you. Thank you for coming in. I'm not going to stay long, Sandy. I'm going to call you now. I love you guys. I look forward to coming back on in my new show. I told you I have a new show. I'm very excited about that. I want to thank all of you for being so supportive, and I will see you soon. Sandy, I'm going to call you now. Have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Oh, mind you, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, honey. So reach out to me so we can have a Valentine's connection, a session, a motivational, inspirational chat, and show each other some love. I love you guys. Thank you very much for supporting me. Thank you for the thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be on. Good night. Bye. Love you, Sassy. Love you, Sandy. Love you, Danny. Love you, Zoe. Always, Zoe. Love you. Okay. Bye. Live in the present. Look forward to the future. Do not look back. Don't move forward in 24 looking back. Looking back, the past is gone. Give it a funeral and be excited about your new life. Bye.